Take a deep breath. No need to panic. We've just sped past King's Cross, through the veil of time, and right into a brand new generation of wizards. Folks, this is Center Stage, the podcast dedicated to dissecting, celebrating, and oh yes, debating the official sequel that brought the wizarding world back to the stage. So grab your cloak, find your favorite seat, and get ready for a journey back to Hogwarts. Spoiler alert, this is a long podcast, so strap in. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a play written by Jack Thorne from an original story by Thorne, J.K. Rowling, and John Tiffany. Now, the plot occurs 19 years after the events of Rowling's novel Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It follows Albus Severus Potter, the second son of Harry Potter, who is now head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement at the Ministry of Magic. When Albus arrives at Hogwarts to get sorted into Gryffindor, he gets officially sorted into Slytherin and fails to live up to his father's legacy, making him resentful of his father. Well, in December of 2013, it was revealed that a stage play based on the Harry Potter series had been in development for around a year, with the view of bringing it to the stage sometime in 2016. Well, at the time of the announcement, author J.K. Rowling revealed that the play would explore the previously untold story of Harry's early years as an orphan and an outcast. That following May, Rowling began establishing the creative team for the project. Now, on announcing plans for the project, Rowling stated that the play would not be a prequel. In response to queries regarding the choice of a play rather than a new novel, Rowling stated that she is confident that when audiences see the play, they will agree that it is the only proper medium for the story. Rowling also assured audiences that the play would contain an entirely new story and would not be a rehashing of previously explored content. The creation of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was a unique, collaborative effort, making the first time J.K. Rowling worked with a creative team to develop a canonical Harry Potter story. Well, the concept for a Harry Potter stage play did not originate with Rowling. Producers Sonia Friedman and Colin Callender approached her with the idea. Rowling had previously been resistant to theatrical adaptations, especially musicals, but the vision pitched by Friedman and Callender was the only one that really made sense to her. Well, once Rowling was on board, the search began for a playwright and a director she approved of. John Tiffany, director known for Black Watch and the musical Once, along with Jack Thorne, who is a playwright known for Skins and This Is England, were recommended and approved. Tiffany and Thorne had previously collaborated on the stage adaptation of Let the Right One In. Rowling and Tiffany actually realized that they had met decades earlier when Rowling was an impoverished single mother writing the first Harry Potter novel in an Edinburgh cafe, where Tiffany was an assistant director at the adjacent Traverse Theatre. Now, the three collaborators, Rowling, Tiffany, and Thorne, then met and spent about 6 months collaboratively mapping out the entire narrative. The team quickly dismissed the idea of a prequel. Rowling was most interested in the adult Harry Potter and the next generation, specifically his youngest son, Albus Severus Potter. Now, once the plot was finalized and strung together in notebooks during meetings, Thorne then took on the task of writing the actual dialogue and scene structure for the play. Now, Thorne mentioned that Rowling and Tiffany provided constant feedback, with Rowling making sure the characters stayed true to her original vision. Now, fun fact, the producers and Rowling have maintained a campaign called #KeepTheSecrets to ask people who have seen the play not to reveal its major twists. The slogan is printed on the tickets for the play, and badges with the slogan are handed out for free during intervals. People buying their tickets online are emailed a video after the play from J.K. Rowling herself asking them to support the campaign. Now, unlike a book or film that can be consumed simultaneously worldwide, The play was opening to a very limited audience in one very limited city. This created a huge risk of spoilers being leaked online, ruining the experience for the vast global fan base who were either waiting for the official opening, traveling to see the show, or waiting for the script book to be released. The production team also requested that theater critics hold their reviews until the official opening night, giving the creative team time to fine-tune the show during the previews and helping to delay major plot points from entering the news cycle. Rowling emphasized that the play was designed to be an incredible theatrical experience, meant to surprise and move people, and that revealing the twists, well, that would just compromise that magic. Well, the play would have its official world premiere in June of 2016, opening at the Palace Theatre in London's West End. The opening was one of the most highly anticipated and significant events in modern theatrical history. It was presented as a two-part play, intended to be seen in succession, either on the same day or 2 consecutive evenings, with the combined experience running for a total of over 5 hours. The London cast starred Olivier Award-winning actor Jamie Parker, Olivier Award-winning South African-British actress Norma Dumezweni, I probably really butchered that, British actor Paul Thornley, British actress of stage and screen Poppy Miller, stage, film, and television actor Alex Price, a young British actor last seen in the 2023 Netflix series Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story, Mr. Sam Clement, and Irish actor Anthony Boyle. Now, the premiere generated a level of excitement usually reserved for major films or book releases. I can assure you, not for theater. Tickets were almost entirely sold out for the initial run almost immediately, leading to hundreds of thousands of brand new tickets being released in later batches. Now, reviews after the official opening were overwhelmingly glowing, praising the production for its storytelling, its emotional depth, and most notably, its spectacular stage magic and illusions. Critics and audiences alike were captivated by the practical effects that brought the wizarding world to life on stage. Now, the play went on to become the most awarded West End play in the history of the Olivier Awards, winning a record-breaking 9 awards in 2017, including Best New Play. Well, by April 2018, it was time to bring the magic of the wizarding world to Broadway's Lyric Theater, where it still plays today. Now, fun fact here, the New York Times estimated that it was the most expensive non-musical Broadway play ever, incurring approximately $68 million in opening costs. Now, the Broadway transfer was one of the most highly anticipated and significant events of the 2018 theatrical season. The Broadway production featured 7 core members of the original Olivier Award-winning London cast, ensuring continuity of both performance and chemistry. Well, the show became a critical and commercial triumph on Broadway, not only continuing its record-breaking success, but it won 6 of the 10 Tony Awards it was nominated for, including, and yes, you may have guessed it, Best Play. Well, critics universally praised the production's technical elements, with the illusions and magical design being hailed as groundbreaking and unlike anything else Broadway has ever seen. The New York Times called it a marvel of imagination, as magical as any spell or potion. Now, the impact of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in today's world and on the future of theater is twofold. It's a source of both rich contemporary thematic relevance and a revolutionary benchmark for theatrical spectacle. The play itself, despite its magical setting, deeply explores universal themes that resonate powerfully with modern audiences, particularly around family and legacy. The central conflict is the fraught father-son relationship between an adult Harry Potter, who is celebrated as the boy who lived, and his middle child, Albus Potter, who struggles to find his own identity in his father's massive shadow. Well, that speaks directly to the pressure young people feel today, whether from famous or successful parents, societal expectations dictated by social media, or the immersive weight of historical or generational trauma. It portrays a flawed hero, Harry is a terrible parent because he never had one, forcing the audience to confront the human realities behind mythic figures. Now, the heart of the story is the deep, life-affirming friendship between Albus Potter and the socially awkward, isolated Scorpius Malfoy, the son of Harry's old rival, Draco. While their bond of mutual otherness and deep emotional support is widely embraced by audiences, it celebrates finding kinship outside of traditional or family lines, a message that strongly resonates with themes of community and chosen family, especially within marginalized groups. The evolving interpretation of their relationship as having an explicit romantic undertone further deepens its significance for LGBTQ+ representation. Now, the play focuses heavily on Harry and Draco Malfoy as middle-aged parents trying to do better for their children than their own parents did, but still grappling with their past mistakes and traumas. This taps into a modern cultural conversation about mental health, breaking generational curses, and the difficulty of good enough parenting. It provides a raw, emotional look at how the experiences of the past continue to affect the present generation. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is widely considered a major game changer in terms of technical ambition and immersive staging. The show itself relies on practical stage illusions, choreography, and sleight-of-hand magic rather than heavy CGI or massive screen projections, creating an authentic, gasp-inducing sense of wonder. Future non-musical blockbuster plays now face the challenge of matching this level of seamless and integrated stage magic. It demonstrated that a play can deliver movie-level spectacle without sacrificing the intimacy and liveliness of the theatrical medium. The producers undertook a complete multi-million-dollar renovation of the Lyric Theater. The entire venue, and I mean the entire venue, from the lobby to the auditorium, was redesigned to immerse the audience in the wizarding world. This raised the expectation for major productions of beloved franchises to not just use a stage, but to fundamentally transform the theater space into the world of the story, creating an all-encompassing experience that begins the moment the audience walks in the door. Now, one has to remember, before The Cursed Child, the highest grossing shows on Broadway were almost exclusively that of musicals. The play proved that a non-musical drama, when tied to a powerful intellectual property and backed by unprecedented spectacle, could achieve the same massive commercial success and global franchising scale. This production created a new model for high-budget, technically dazzling plays, not musicals, paving the way for producers to invest heavily in non-musical properties that can generate similar box office returns and cultural impact. Well, by February 2019, the Ministry of Magic was ready to transform the Princess Theatre in Melbourne into the wizarding world. Now, in anticipation of the play, the Princess Theatre 2 underwent an estimated $6.5 million renovation to create a more immersive, magical, and theatrical experience for the incoming audience. Now, running for 1,300 performances, it set the record as Australia's longest-running stage play and the best-selling, with over 1 million tickets sold. The production featured an all-Australian and New Zealand cast, continuing the international tradition of casting diverse actors in the main roles. The show became an overwhelmingly commercial success, achieving historical milestones as well as drawing massive tourism to Melbourne, with a significant number of patrons coming from every state in Australia, as well as New Zealand and other international locations. Unfortunately, though, due to COVID-19 pandemic and a shift in the global strategy for the show, the Melbourne production eventually changed its entire format. The show was reimagined and condensed into a single 3.5-hour theatrical event, retaining the spectacle while making the production more accessible and affordable for future audiences. Well, in July of 2022, the Ministry of Magic opened its doors on the other side of the world, this time giving Asian audiences a chance to experience this critically acclaimed production. Yes, opening at the TBS Akasaka Act Theater in Tokyo, Japan, the theater itself underwent renovations to be a site-specific venue. and would reopen in time for the theater's 70th anniversary. The 2022 Tokyo production was a major milestone for the global franchise and for live theater in Asia. Not only is the production performed entirely in Japanese by an original Japanese cast, but it was the first production of the play in Asia and only the second non-English language version presented worldwide. The Japanese production features a cast of esteemed local actors, often rotating for the main roles, which is a common practice in Japanese theater. The arrival of a modern marvel like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in a major Asian city, particularly with a local cast performing in the native language, holds significant cultural weight. The decision to launch an immersive long-running non-English production validates the immense and passionate Harry Potter fandom in Japan and across Asia. It confirmed that the audience itself was significant enough to support a permanent large-scale theatrical event, moving beyond traditional book translations and film releases. The production itself is renowned for its world-class illusions and technical stagecraft. Bringing this level of cutting-edge modern theater magic to the local stage raises the bar yet again for what is expected and achievable in Asian commercial theater. Now, the central theme of the play, the deeply troubled relationship between an adult Harry Potter and his son Albus, is profoundly relatable in many Asian societies. Issues of intergenerational pressure, the weight of a parent's legacy, and the struggle for a child to find their own identity against high expectations can resonate strongly with the cultural emphasis on family duty and achievement. One report even noted that a line by Draco Malfoy in the Japanese script was changed to simply say, "I was always lonely," perhaps highlighting the emotional isolation that can accompany these pressures. Now, a successful long-running production starring a full Japanese cast provides a major high-profile platform for local theatrical talent. The actors themselves are able to bring their own cultural nuances and performance styles to world-famous characters, creating a brand new, unique interpretation of the story for the audience. The show, I can say, is an experience as much as it is a play. By having a Japanese cast in a dedicated, redesigned theater, the audience is immersed in a familiar cultural context while still being transported to the wizarding world, making the magic they feel both personal and immediate. And folks, this is where we have to leave our journey. It's hard to wrap your head around just how much tension, drama, and pure theatrical magic is packed into this story. From the floating dementors to the famous flue powder sequence, this play isn't just an extension of the books. No, folks, it's a living, breathing piece of art that redefines what stagecraft can do. Guys, if you are a fan of Harry Potter, if you're a fan of spectacle, or if you simply appreciate the absolute height of modern stagecraft, you must, and I mean you must, see this show. Forget what you've heard, forget what you've read. The magic of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a live theatrical experience that simply cannot be reproduced on a page or even on the screen. The illusions, the sound design, the pure emotional connection you feel in the theater are why this play continues to break records around the world, from London to New York and all the way to Tokyo, Japan. So if it's playing in your city, whether it's the original 2-part epic or the thrilling 1-part version, please do yourself a favor, book the ticket, join the magic, and find out what all the secrecy is truly about. Until next time, guys, always remember the lessons of the play. That darkness comes from unexpected places. That friendship and love are the most powerful forces of all. And above all, do me a favor, keep the secrets.